all the seed royal. But Jehoshadiah, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash the son of Ahaziah and stole him from among the king's sons, which were slain. And they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bedchamber of Attila, so that he was not slain. And he was with her hid in the house of the Lord 6 years. And Attila did reign in the land. And the 7th year of Jehoiada sent and fetched the rulers over hundreds with the captains and the guard, and brought them into the house of the Lord, and made a covenant with them, and took an oath of them in the house of the Lord, and showed them the king's sons. And he commanded them, saying, This is the thing that ye shall do. A third part of you that enter in the Sabbath shall even be keepers of the watch of the king's house. And a third part shall be at the gate of Sur, and a third part at the gate behind the guard, so that ye shall keep watch of the house, that it not be broken down. And the two parts of all you that go forth on the Sabbath, even these shall keep the watch of the house of the Lord about the king. And he shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand. And he that cometh within the ranges, let him be slain, and be with the king as he goeth out, as he cometh in. And the captains over the hundreds, according to all things that Jehoiada the priest commanded. They took every man his men that were come on the Sabbath with him, that they should go out to the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priest. And the captains over hundreds and the priests give King David spear and shield that were in the temple of the Lord. And the guard stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, round about the king, from the right corner of the temple to the left corner of the temple, along by the altar of the temple. And he brought forth the king's son, and put a crown upon him, and gave him the testimony. And they made him king, and anointed him. And they clapped their hands, and said, God save the king. And when Attila heard that the people of the guard and of the people, she came to people into the temple of the Lord. And when she looked, behold, the king stood by a pillar, and the manner was, as the princes and the trumpeters by the king. And all the people of the land rejoiced and blew with the trumpeters. And Athaliah rent her clothes and cried, Treason, treason! But Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds and officers of the host, and said unto them, Have her forth without the ranges, and him that followeth her kill with the sword. For the priest had said, Let her not be slain in the house of the Lord. And they laid hands on her, and she went by the way by which the horses came into the king's house, and there was she slain. And Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and the people, that they should be the Lord's people, between the king also and the people. And all the people of the land went into the house of Baal, and brake it down, his altars and the images brake they in pieces thoroughly, and slew Mattan the priest of Baal before the altars. And the priests appointed officers over the house of the Lord. And he took rulers over hundreds, and the captains of the guards, and all the people of the land. And they brought down the king from the house of the Lord, came by the way of the gate of the guard to the king's house, and he sat on the throne of the kings. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was in quiet. And they slew Athaliah with the sword beside the king's house. 7 years old was Jehoshua when he began to reign. さて、アジアの母、アタリアはその子の死んだのを見て、立ってその一族をごろごろ滅ぼしたが、イラムの王の娘で、アジアの姉妹であるエオシバは、アジアの子、ヨアシを殺さようとしている王の子たちの力、盗み取り、彼とその乳母を真実に入れ、アハリアに隠したので、彼はついに殺されなかった。ヨアシはハオバと共に6年の間、シノビアに隠れていたが、その間、タリアが国を治めた。第7年になって、エホダヤは人を使わしてカリ人の公営兵との大将たちを招き寄せ、シノビアにいる自分のもとに来させ、彼らと契約を結び、シノビアで彼らに誓いをさせて王の子を見せ、命じていった。あなたのすることはこれです。すなわち安息日に非番となって王の家を守る。あなた方の3分の1は宮殿を守らなければならない。他の3分の1は鶴の門により、3分の1は近衛兵の後ろの門による。すべて安息日に当番で忍びを守るために、あなたの2つの部隊は、おのおの武器を手に取って王の周りに立たなければならない。すべて 列に分かれる者は殺さなければならない。あなた方は王が出る時にも入る時にも王と共にいなければならない。聖霊、この対象たちは、祭司エホダヤがすべて命じた通りに行った。すなわち、彼らはおのおの安息日に非番となるものと、安息日に当番となるものを引いて、祭司エホダヤのもとに来たので、祭司、主の宮に至るダビデの王に槍と大将たちに渡した。この兵隊はおのおの手の武器を取って、首都宮の南側から北側まで祭壇の宮を取り巻いていった。そこでホダヤは王の子を連れ出して冠をいただかせ、立法の書を渡し、彼を王と宣言して油注いだので、人々は手を打って、王万歳と言った。アタタリアはこの兵隊のと民の声を聞いて、主の宮に入り、民のところへ行ってみると、王は官令に従って、橋の傍らに立ち、王の傍らに大将たちとラッパ師たちが、また国の民は皆喜んでラッパを吹いていたので、アタリアはその子供を裂いて、反逆です、反逆ですと叫んだ。その時、祭司エボヤダは軍政を指揮していた大将たちに命じて、彼女を列の間を通って出て行かせ、彼女に従う者を剣を持って殺しなさいと言った。これは祭司は先に彼女を忍びで殺してはならないと言ったからである。そこで彼らは彼女を備え、王の家に馬場たちへ連れて行ったが、彼女はついにそこで殺された。かつてホバダは主と王及び民との間に皆主の民となるという契約を立たせ、また王と民との間にもそれと立たされた。そこで国は民は皆バールの宮に行ってこれを壊し、祭壇とその像を打ち砕き、バールの祭司マッタンとその祭壇の前で殺した。そして祭司は主の宮の管理人を置いた。ついでオバデヤは大将たちと狩人、この兵隊と国のすべての民を引いて、主の宮から王を導き下り、この兵隊の道から王の家に入り、王の位に座しめた。こうして国の民は皆喜び、町はアタリアが王の家で剣を持って殺された後、穏やかになった。ヨアシは位についた時、7歳であった。